Welcome to Lead with Clarity. This is a space for leaders who want to grow without losing themselves in the process. Each episode is a short reflection on leadership, influence, and the inner work that shapes how we show up for others. It's not hype, it's not noise, just clear thinking for the journey of leading well. Today's episode is entitled Someone's Precious Child, the Leadership Reframe That Changes Everything. Here we go. There's a moment I've seen happen in boardrooms, in one-on-ones, in all-hands meetings. A leader is talking, and somewhere in the middle of the conversation, you can tell they've already moved on. The person in front of them has become a problem to solve, a task to close, a line item on the org chart. It's not always intentional, but it is always costly. Today I want to talk about what happens when we lead people the way they actually deserve to be led. And it starts with a single reframe that has the power to change every interaction you have as a leader. Bob Chapman said it better than most. He said, "Truly human leadership recognizes that every person you lead is someone's precious child." Let's say that again. Truly human leadership recognizes that every person you lead is someone's precious child. Every person you lead is someone's precious child. Chapman didn't build Barry Waymiller into a multi-billion-dollar manufacturing company by accident. He built it by deciding, deliberately, that the people inside his organization were not human resources. They were human beings. And that distinction drove everything. Think about the last time you had a hard conversation with someone on your team. A performance issue, a missed deadline, a structural change that affected their role. Now ask yourself this. Did you walk in thinking about outcomes, or did you walk in thinking about that person? There's a version of that conversation that gets the same result but lands completely differently. One version leaves the person feeling seen. The other leaves them feeling processed. The leaders I work with who have the strongest cultures aren't the ones with the best frameworks. They're the ones who genuinely believe the people they lead matter beyond what they produce. That belief shows up in how they listen, how they correct, how they celebrate, how they show up on a Tuesday when there's nothing strategic on the agenda. Here's where leaders often get this wrong. They hear, care for your people, and they think it means softening standards, avoiding hard conversations, prioritizing feelings over results. That's not what it is. Bob Chapman ran a highly accountable, high-performance organization. His teams met targets. His culture was not a substitute for excellence. It was the fuel for it. Truly human leadership doesn't lower the bar. It raises the floor. People perform at a higher level when they feel genuinely valued, not because they're manipulated into it, but because they're motivated from somewhere real. The reframe is this. Accountability and care are not opposites. They're partners. When you hold someone accountable with dignity, you're telling them two things at once. You're saying the work matters and you matter. That combination is rare in most organizations. And when people experience it, they don't forget it. I've watched leaders make this shift, and the results aren't subtle. Turnover drops. Candor increases. People start bringing their real problems forward instead of hiding them. Not because the leader became easier, but because they became safer. I want to leave you with a question to carry into this week. Not a framework, not a checklist, just a question. Before your next one-on-one, before your next performance review, before your next difficult conversation, ask yourself, do I see this person as someone's most important person? Not just an employee, not just a direct report, a person who someone is waiting for at home. If the answer is yes, let it change how you show up. Let it change your posture. Let it change your tone. Leadership at its highest form is not about authority. It's about recognizing the weight of the people in your care. Bob Chapman spent decades proving that you can build a thriving, profitable organization and treat people with profound dignity at the same time. Those two things do not have to be in tension. What he understood, and what I believe deeply, is that leadership is not a transaction. It's a trust. Every person on your team has extended that trust to you, and behind every one of them is a family, a story, a life that extends far beyond your org chart. Lead accordingly.